And we are finally heading into the first game. Now it's about time. So our first two players in round number 1 is Mango Mango and Wombat Nipples. What do you think, Titan? My lovely co-caster.
It's gonna be quite an interesting match here. Very close game, I think, in my eyes. I mean, Wombat's been practicing a lot. He's been getting better. He's been really trying to hone his skills. I think we could have a pretty decent match here.
I think we got the closest matchup in this entire round, so I hope we're going to see a dragged out close game. But first, you want to introduce Mango's opening, Titan?
And we got the Mango going green, opening with bots, going straight into the metal extractor, then going into air, bot, air, and then double bot. So he's going to be pretty aggressive on the ground with harassment with bots, and then, you know, slightly passive with air.
No tanks quite yet.
Yeah, no tanks, but...
And on the other side, we got Wombat Nipples in pink. He's opening similar strategies, bought into air and into another air. One thing is that he delays his energy plan, so it's going to be interesting to see if he crashes there. And Scout is out.
Scout is out.
So what do we have to say about this map? We are playing on Lugan. It's one of Marshall's maps. And what do you think is important here, Titan?
Dude, what I'm thinking right now is important is definitely this front side is going to be very important. Tanks to be very versatile right there. They'll be able to just come in, clean, crush the enemy. This backside as well. With naval, that's very tricky. Somebody gets a naval factory and could crush their entire base in the back easily with a Leviathan. Then obviously I'm sure we're going to see a lot of raiding on the sides with bots and...
We also have a closed expansion in there, so maybe somebody's going to make an attempt to close that down, as it is actually 6 mexes.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Mango's going a double scout on the back of Wombat's base, which is a good idea. He'll be able to see those early fabs going out to get the metal. Doesn't seem like Wombat has much expansion going for him in the early game. He's got 2 fabs working on his expansion, which could be easily snipeable and making it a bit risky for his early game.
Yeah, Mango is looking tighter in the opening. They have similar amount of fabbers, Mango with 1 more, but he's spreading them out, as you see. He's expanding in all different kind of directions, while Wombat is just selecting one area. And as we see, that is reflected in the metal count, and Mango is already ahead.
Yeah, he's had quite a bit there. Quite a bit. Just about 30 more metal. Early game, that's very important. And without any early snipes from Wombat, this could be pretty dangerous.
As often what we look for in the early game is, can you snipe your opponent's fabbers before they make the impact that one wants them to do? Nobody's managed to do that yet, but we see a face-off between 2 forces idling here in the closest, closest distance possible.
Yeah, and the closest quarters, I'd say, between both bases.
Yeah, both players going heavily into docks though, so it's weird that we haven't seen any active attempts at raiding quite yet. But I guess it will surely come very soon. I just want to point out though that it seems that Mango got a way better map awareness than what Wombat has at the moment. Here, standing around in crucial expansions and so on and so forth. Wombat, on the other hand, is more in the blind.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about Wombat. He's not really taking advantage of the metal close to his base. He's kind of very tunnel visioned, it would seem, at this moment. If you look at where he's expanding to, he's very centered on going up that straight path over to here, most likely. But he's not hitting these areas over here at all, which is a bit scary in my opinion. He's got 2 air fabs out idle, which is not benefiting him at all.
No, it's not. And in comes the first raiding party from Mango. Oh, he's losing his air too.
Tons of air right there.
Over here we see Mango taking down 1 metal extractor. It seems like now it's targeting the entire, but down goes the metal extractor, and that's the first blood we see out on this map. Wombat does clean it up rather nicely, but 1 metal extractor goes down, putting him even further into the deficit. The only nice part about that is that Mango is actually wasting massively.
Ooh, yeah, that float is atrocious, and these idle fabs from Wombat is definitely not paying off at all. 3 idle bot fabs is just about his only fabs out in the field. Standing still, he's finally made awareness on that, and he's moving them out now to expand. Not looking too good for Wombat at the moment. He looks very congested, very closed in from Mango, and it's still very early on in the game, only 5 minutes in.
And he makes an attempt for tier 2 air already. Gonna look to take advantage of that air superiority, but he hasn't even grabbed his base Mexus that's right next to his base. So gonna be interested to see if he manages to fund this tier 2, as tier 2 is quite expensive indeed.
Yeah, right now, the only thing that I see really is going for Wombat is Mango's float. This float is pretty bad, and that idle comm is not helping him either. And those
idle factories. Yeah, that's a nice observation. But the thing is, when he pushes for tier 2, he leaves himself vulnerable for quite some time. Where Mango is gonna have big raiding forces such as that from his tier 1 factories coming in, and Wombat has to defend that, because otherwise, I think he's gonna be out of the game.
Yeah, nice clean Uber cannon will do the job. We'll see how Wombat, approaches this situation. He does have a bomber out, which could do a nice bombing run over those docks. He hasn't gotten a scout on it just yet. Pushing in, he's gonna probably lose that bomber for them 2 hummingbirds. Looks like it's gonna go down.
Nice pickup there. Well, just look at Mango. Nice. He's expanding everywhere. But in comes the raiding force. It's gonna neglect this expansion in particular. Nice raiding from Wombat if he pays attention. But still, Mango got just 10 other expansions elsewhere, and even docks in the back of Wombat's base, as we see taking down 2 metal extractors already.
Jeez, this is not looking good for Wombat. He does manage to get that tier 2 air up, which is good. It looks like Mango's switching it up, going bots to 2 bots, which is going to be really nice raiding even from the back. If he's just sending slammers in the back of Wombat's base, this is going to look like a pretty dirty game.
Indeed, indeed. Wombat has to deal with his doxes in the back of his base, though he's chipping away at a factory at the moment.
Jeez.
Commander walks over to deal with it. One thing I do want to point out for Wombat, though, is that he has in recent time managed to expand quite neatly with some air fabbers out in the lakes, out in different places, and Mango has not been able to punish that, as Wombat actually has air superiority for most of the time.
Yeah, that's very well played by Wombat. Getting those 3 mechs in the water was a good choice. I wish he was using that air fab a little more efficiently. He's got it sitting. Could be grabbing some more mechs around the area, but these Kestrels could help him out against these docks here. Looks like Mango's really ramping up his production on bombers. Still no Phoenixes out, so the air game could still be anyone's at this moment.
Yeah, but as we pointed out many times, Mango's just been floating all game. So even though this stage should be able to shut out Wombat from the game, Wombat is very much still in the game.
Yeah, the fact that Wombat isn't wasting his economy, he's using it pretty efficiently, is going to put him actually back in this game, even with Mango's expansion. Mango's expansion's been great this game. It's just a shame he's not actually using it. He's wasting a lot of it.
Big question too is who is going to move into tier 2 economy first, and who is going to move into the naval first. We haven't seen any of the players do so quite yet, which I think is rather surprising actually.
Yeah, that back naval is always a nice, just to slap a fab on a factory back there for a naval would be fantastic for either one of the players to benefit them gracefully, and it's a shame we're not seeing that just yet.
You can shut it down so easily.
Yeah, Mango is pushing him with quite a bit of docks here. This Kestrel should be able to shut it down really quickly since there's no air support from Mango. Looks like Wombat switched it up to tanks. Really curious if we're going to see some T2 tanks out in this field. That would be really nice. Nice push up the center would be pretty damaging, unless they get some mines down.
If Wombat is successfully contested in the air, he's going to end up losing everything he got out of attacking forces. Therefore, he has to establish a ground presence that can take its place. Like, air is very nice for raiding, but it's hard to end the game with air.
Absolutely.
All Mango's bombers goes down, but in the meantime, all Wombat's Phoenixes goes down too.
Oh, jeez, those Kestrel losses. Big.
I meant Kestrels, apologies.
Right there from Mango. And we are seeing some T2 tanks going up from Mango, which is a good choice. And it's right on the side from close quarters to Wombat's base, which is really easy access to get in there and start punishing him. Wombat looks like he's going to go double T2 air fabs. Pretty risky, but it could pay off if Mango doesn't take him down and scout it out.
As long as he got air superiority, it's more of a safe move than it otherwise would be. The chance of Mango flying his air around freely for a significant amount of time is reduced as a result of that. But we have to
Absolutely.
point out though the metal difference. It's there, and Mango is finally using everything he's producing, and more than that even. With tier 2 coming up, 2 tier 2 fabbers, tier 2 tanks on the way. I think Mango is about to run away with this unless Mango can come up with some nice moves here.
Absolutely.
And that is also reflected into the mobile unit count. Mango would double the unit count of Wombat Nipples. Most of that is probably Doxes and Boombots, but still, the map presence difference between those numbers is insane.
Absolutely massive difference there. Yeah, looking very scary for Wombat unless he switches up this strategy here. He starts punishing Mango's expansions and starts taking his own. It looks like Wombat has given up on expansion. He's been sitting in his base just trying to get it T2 eco, which is good, but he definitely wants to start locking down some more expansions besides the ones in front of his base. He's really neglected the side areas here. He's neglected the center where Mango's completely taken advantage of. And it's definitely looking troubling for Wombat here. Not sure what else I could say for him.
And look at this exposed tier 2 air fabber right there. It could be easily picked off if Mango only recognized it. He's prioritizing a flak cannon right there, which I personally find to be an odd choice.
This is a very odd choice.
Well, in comes the attack from Mango though. He's going to try and get the commander here, it seems like, with the boombots or something of that nature.
Ooh. Maybe hitting the factories? Not sure what he's going to try to go for here. Maybe even a T2 factory, some T2. Ooh. T2 production. He's got an air fab factory right there. That's nice. Maybe a couple hits on the commander.
Another attack, but it doesn't damage, so who are we to criticize it?
Absolutely.
Wombat is catching up in the eco though, as he is building tier 2 metal, and Mango is mostly building tier 2 energy with his tier 2 fabbers. But he does have 4 tier 2 fabbers, which is quite a handful. I would prefer to see a bit fewer maybe. Oh, down goes Wombat's tier 2 air fabber at the expansion. And it seems like
Mango's had a really easy game this game so far. He's really just had his opponent at his grasp, and he's kept Wombat on his toes this entire match, locking him down pretty well. You know, considering the massive eco flow, he's still done a good job locking down his opponent and really taking advantage of his situation he has in his hands. Expanding like crazy now. He's getting his T2 tanks up.
Locusts.
And Locust. Wombat is leading in the economy right now, but he's not using it. He's not just using it just quite yet.
In Mango's
unit production.
Mango's one weakness for a long time was Wombat Nipples air, but Wombat didn't really manage to take advantage of it, and now it's actually so the Mango seems to have taken over that to some extent. Now I'd say he's stronger in every way.
Ooh. Oh, the Castriel's pick off right there. Too big.
If you're Mango, you're just looking at building more air factories at the moment, to be honest, because if he can neutralize that air threat completely, then the highways to heaven is open. And now goes the Locusts. Let's see if they can do any damage, yeah? Ah, nice.
Yeah, we definitely need to see some more factories from Wombat if he wants to catch up in this match. Right now, Mango leading 15-7 in factory count. That's pretty big. And in fabrics, he's got 18-4. That's massive. He's definitely got the build power, the efficiency, and the production way farther ahead of Wombat.
Yeah, and Mango is also producing tier 2 tanks, which also just shows up as one of those mobile counts, but it counts for so much more than a Dox, yeah?
It's such a shame he's not putting a couple spinners in his unit comp. He's kind of stringing his units in. He really wants to just punish his base, but he's not being patient enough to get the right raid in. He's kind of throwing away his units. He
in comes the Locusts.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh!
Quite a bit of power there.
He did have the Kestrels to deal with that, but they just sat idle and didn't really deal with it, so that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Oh, in comes another bunch of boom bots here from Mango. Let's take a look at what he sees. Oh,
He's
nicely
gonna try to
cleaned up.
take out those tanks. That was
Very
nice.
good trade.
Kestrel's coming in, just cleaning up the rest of the boom bots.
And this is the Air Force he has to neutralize, as we said so many times now. If he can neutralize the Air Force, he can neutralize the game. But it doesn't seem like he's building... Yeah, he is finally building some more air factories, but it's not enough, I would say. I would like to see more.
Yeah, I would like to as well. I mean, leading with over 100 metal, this should be a pretty easy mop up for Mango now to clean this up and wrap it up.
He does win that
Surprised
air trade, though.
he hasn't grabbed any of his mechs in the base, in his main base for tier 2 eco. He's only went to his expansion so far, which is an interesting choice.
Just look at his map presence there. It's wonderful, isn't it? His factories are spread out. His base goes wide out. He got factories at his expansions. He really just got Wombat shut down here.
It seems like Wombat's really running out of options here. He's going T2 bots. Been working at that for a while with one fab. He's got an idle T2 air fab here. But yeah, surely Mango is just closing in on his opponent from all angles.
It's impressive. In comes the Locust. Does a little bit of damage before they're taken out by Wombat's Kestrels, but the Kestrel threat is now finally neutralized, and he's ready. He can really just win the game at the moment. Just little that Wombat Nipples can do to stop him.
Yeah, not sure what else Wombat could do at this moment, unless he gets some cheesy snipe on Mango, which could be easily done actually, considering where Mango's commander is. A nice Pelican drop, even, you know, just even maybe sneak some worms in the back. Who knows?
It's curious to see him standing there so bravely without any anti-air when he knows that Wombat Nipples is heavily in tier 2 air.
Yeah, especially when you know your opponent is weak and they're probably going to look for every opportunity to get that snipe on you. You really want to be sometimes secure, you know, just in case they do manage to get some boom bots or something in the back of the base. Ooh, this is the wrap up here.
There we finally go. Mango proceeds into round number 2 in this single elimination tournament. Wombat Nipples is going to have to test his luck next time. Come back even stronger.
Yes, a very well played game by Mango versus his opponent. He definitely outplayed in this match.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it was quite a game.
So where did it go wrong for Wombat Nipples, Titan?
Ooh, I would say there's quite a few key points here. I would say his expansion was very one-sided. Yeah, so I would say mostly his expansion and how passive he was. I mean, there was some raids in there, but not enough to punish Mango for his expansion. He was very passive. He didn't grab the metal around the map as much as I would like to see him do. But overall, this is definitely a massive improvement from Wombat from what I've seen in the past. I definitely see improvement in Wombat, 100%.
He's getting stronger every game.
Yeah, he definitely is. He seems like he's getting better with his expansion. Considering he used to not expand at all, from what I remember, is good.
Mango though, moving into round number 2 and is going to face Flub. So that will be pretty hard for him. Flub actually going into the tournament as the number 1 seed. So that is going to be a real challenge, and it's going to be the most real challenge to see if Mango is really up to the task of getting far into this tournament. If he can knock Flub out, then he can knock anybody out.
That would be very impressive. Flub is a very strong player in this community, and I know he's well-rounded in his 1v1s. You're definitely not going to really be able to predict what's coming from Flub. He could really change it up to anything and make it work from what I've seen. So it should definitely be a good match and a very difficult challenge for Mango.
Indeed. Shall we look for a new game?
Let's do it.
And we got Ferret Master versus Robo Army next. And we are on the map, the island. With me here, of course, I got the lovely Titan.
Hey, hey.
Let's take a look at this map, huh? It's an old map made by Alpha. And the players spawn on these two platforms, as you can see right here. And on the one side of the planet, we got Naval with an island in the middle, where the name comes from. And on the other side, you got this interesting alien structure. You want to introduce the openings, Titan?
Of course, we got Robo Army here, coming in hot in the black. He's opening up with bots. No Q here yet. He's undecided what he's going to be opening with. And then we also have Ferret in red, going bots into the air. A decent basic strategy that most top players start with. Yeah, it's I really am liking this visual of this map. I really like this backside of the navel. I feel like there's a lot of plays and good eco that you could be grabbing to really lock down your opponent here. Leviathans, Krakens, Kaijus. I'm really excited to see what these players throw at each other this game. How do you feel about this match here, Andreas?
I'm very curious to see how they're going to approach the initial expansion. Because one thing in particular that's really hard about this map is where are you going to expand first and how are you going to keep that expansion. As you see, there's not really a lot of places you can go. There's one mix on each shoulder, but except from that, you got to really travel far. And there's always the danger of a shutout, so they got to be careful and they got to think nicely, and they got to be able to hold the expansion they go for.
Absolutely. Robo already getting a nice scout on both factories. Ferret is gone, and I also like how Robo's taking advantage of that reclaim on the map already. As we speak, it's hopefully going to open up some more building space and more factories for him early game.
Indeed. Robo is going for a rather big gamble right here with the air fabric trying to build a naval factory. If Ferret Master picks that off, then it's a big waste. But if he can get it up, that's a big advantage, one that Ferret does not know about.
That is a huge gamble there, and he's already got it halfway up. I really think it's going to happen, and that's looking really good for Robot Army. I'm liking that strategy.
It's
decent opening from both players.
Indeed. I'm surprised though the Ferret hasn't taken use of tree economy quite yet, like we see from Robo Army's part. Maybe he hasn't thought about it.
It seems, yeah, Ferret's really just going that early fab aggression. Looks like we're going to get a nice fab snipe here, potentially by Robo if he sees it.
By the trees.
Ooh, yep. It looks like he's going to get it. Ooh, the trees are blocking a lot of shots here.
That's a big victory for Robo Army right there. Those early fab picks is so important. Out from Ferret, we see air fabber on the island. That is something that has to be scouted. Wait, that naval factory. It didn't go up, did it?
Oh.
And now it's decay.
It didn't go up. Oh my god, it was so close to going up. Oh, that is so sad. He's got. Oh, looks like he's gonna rush his commander in that water. But by the time he gets there, that factory is gonna be at least around 10% finished.
Very problematic, as we discussed earlier. It is such a big gamble, and the gamble kind of didn't pay it off. But then again, he's saving most of it, so. Still gonna go up. But in the meantime, Ferret is expanding rapidly all over the place, and Robo is struggling to keep up with that.
He does manage to save it though. He got there just in time. Able to get it back up. Let's see what he does with it. So he's gonna go right into.
I like it.
We see it.
Oh.
Ooh, it looks like it changed it. Okay.
Cancel that. So the mixes for Ferret on the island is likely going to be short-lived with his naval factory coming out, but he is going for a torpedo launcher. He's going to try and contest those boats from the shore. Interesting to see how that's going to pan out. Robo Army with only 3 factories though, while Ferret on the other hand got 4. So a small advantage to Robo Army.
Looking good. Still no T2 from either player. I feel like we'll see T2 popping up in the next minute or so. Robo really taking advantage of that naval. He wants to lock down that sea. He's in there to win it.
Indeed.
Got a lot of naval factories.
That's a lot of fabbers. It's a
Tons.
curious
He's
strategy.
yeah, I'm a little worried he's gonna neglect the ground. I mean, the naval's important, but personally, I believe the ground is even more important in this map, considering how much it covers, and how much tree goes on it, and how much eco we have in the center here. Like with all these mechs around here, that's big. You want to be taking advantage of that. Looks like Ferret might be able to beat him to it.
Yeah, one thing that's usually an issue when you go that heavy into fabrics is that all of your economy is going to be pumped into the production from those fabrics, and you're going to, as Titan said, lag behind in terms of unit production. And when that unit production is put into Icaruses too, then you have to wonder.
It's been a pretty passive game so far. Only a couple good fab snipes. We have another potential fab snipe over here. As we can see, Ferret might actually be able to pick off one of Robo's fabs there.
And while Robot Army has been spamming out these naval fabbers, Ferret Master on his own has almost finished a naval factory at the moment, and Robo doesn't have a single naval unit to contest that quite yet, so it is successfully up. In the meantime, he's also pushing into advanced bot factories, so he's going to take advantage of tier 2 economy and likely slammers too, which are amphibious. So I do prefer Ferret's Master approach.
Yeah, as well, definitely. I like that. I liked Robot's early aggression into the water, but I feel like he didn't utilize it and he didn't take advantage of what he had.
I love his push into the island though, but he's forgot one thing, and that's entire air in his base now that his commander is gone. And Ferret Master's just bombing freely the base mexes of Robo Army. It's rather unfortunate.
He's gonna send him back quite a bit.
In comes the air, he needs to pick off the bombers. One goes down, can he take the other one down? Nice, fourth them back there, picking out both the bombers.
Very good. Not sure if that was intentional or if it was accidental, but either way it works out.
Looked very intentional to me. But look at the metal though. I mean, it's very similar to each other. Ferret Master is bumping over whenever his Fabris or Combat Fabris is reclaiming the trees, but overall they seem to be in the same general area. And up comes the tier 2 advanced bot factory from a Robo Army as well, a bit later than what we saw from Ferret though.
Yeah, it's a bit late on the T2 here. 7 minutes and 30 seconds in. You know, Ferret's already got a T2 fab out. He's getting that T2 mech up. I'm really not sure how much Robot's going to be able to catch up here. Ferret really could pull away with this game.
If I were Robo Army, I would look into shutting Ferret completely out of the water. If he can do that, then he will be able to postpone the game quite a bit and might be able to take advantage of things like, as we talked about earlier, Leviathans and Kaijus. But if he cannot do that, I don't really see him surviving for too long, as the tier 2 economy from Ferret is going to be so strong.
Absolutely agree with that. Yeah, both players looking like they really got to sort of that eco management. That Trico's definitely helping out Ferret quite a bit.
Indeed,
Just launched him up a lot.
That's actually the first combat naval unit out from Robo Army. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Wow.
He does have the air superiority though.
He does, yeah. Ferret is not really gaining advantage on that air. Doesn't seem like Ferret's comm is really being used as well. He's kind of just sitting in his base.
Yeah, and his tier 2 Fabro were idle there for quite some time, finally put to good use once again. But look at this tier 2 economy coming live for Ferret Master. He's running away with economy.
This is quite dangerous right here. This is very dangerous. You get some, you know, orcas out. You just start hitting it from long range.
Yeah. Orcas, and he also got quite some slammers coming out. He could even just to send those towards the commander.
I'm very surprised he hasn't gotten that scout. I feel like he's scouted his commander there. Not really sure if he's trying to utilize that or if Ferret's just trying to gain map control at this point. He does have a couple Slimers coming into the main base here. Looks like they're going to be able to take down that double laser turret that was trying to go up. He's going to be able to kill these 3 fabs that were building the factory. Down goes the T2 factory for Robot.
Oh no, it's decaying.
Oh my god.
Oh no, Titan.
That's huge.
That's 2,000 metal in that at the moment.
I can't watch. Can't watch.
It's very, very nice victory from Ferret, and it's terrible for Robo Army. He's going to fall massively behind now. He's not going to get up tier 2 economy in another, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes.
Oh, he does make the save with an air fab. No, he doesn't. Oh, he pulled it off.
He had Fabrics around, but he didn't.
Oh,
Didn't save it.
Robot, why? Oh man.
What Ferret really got to do now is to get more production into units. He just got to mass out units because he got the eco advantage. If he can do that, then he could have his eco advantage manifest itself into map awareness and eventually victory.
Coming up really fast with this T2 air though. That's gonna look pretty powerful.
Look at that
That
Faber
could do
army,
a lot
huh?
of damage. Yeah, that's quite a Faber army. My god.
Got double the Fabers of Robo Army. Now tier 2 air. Robo Army is raiding Ferret's mexes around though with his air force. But it's not the tier 2 economy. As long as Ferret got the tier 2 economy, this is fine for him, actually. Not
Yeah,
perfect, but
absolutely.
it's fine.
He's going Phoenixes. He wants to take that air control, which is good. Robot does have quite a bit of bombers, which is good. He's flying quite a bit of bombers into the Hummingbirds. Ferret just cleaned up. Wow, Ferret just killed maybe about 8 to 10 bombers from Robot. That's a big one.
Indeed. Where
Ferret
does
also
Robo get
taking
all
out
his
all the
economy from?
mexes from Robot in the middle. That's gonna cripple his economy quite a bit unless he's got some reclaim going on. He actually does seem to. Robot's actually taking the center of the map on land. Like,
Yeah.
he actually has that over Ferret right now, which is really shocking.
He constructed this little outpost here some 5 minutes ago, and Ferret hasn't been contesting it, and it's denying all this metal.
I do like that. I do like that little outpost there.
Yeah, if you actually look now, Ferret Master looks rather contained actually. If it wasn't for the tier 2 economy, I would say Robo Army had a really good chance to win this game, but then again we know the significance of tier 2.
What the absolute fuck, man? Okay, look at this. Robot is actually leading in eco right now. Robot is
Yeah, I
pulling
recognize.
ahead in economy, and he's got Ferret surrounded. I'm really actually confused on what is going on in this match right now. Who is gonna win? I was almost certain Ferret had this in the bag. Look at the T2 coming up now. He's and the T2 naval. This is huge.
Whoa, if he can get tier 2 naval units out, then out comes the tier 2 naval from Ferret too. We got tier 2 all over the border. You just have to question what would happen if Robo Army did not decay his factory, if Ferret Master did not stop that one, because then he probably would have had tier 2 economy himself at the moment.
Yeah, that would be a very, very big play for Robot if he was able to have that, keep that other factory he lost in the beginning of the match. But considering the circumstances, he's doing an amazing job coming back with the T2. He's got T2 naval now and T2 bots, and he's leading in eco over Ferret. Ferret had a huge advantage on him. I am blown away by this match right now and how well Robot is taking care of this situation that's coming at him.
I agree, it's well done by Robo Army, but we also have to recognize that it's kind of flawed play from Ferret Master going so heavy into Fabers, not managing to produce enough units. And what he did produce, like 10 slammers for instance, he walked onto the island where they could just be picked off without any losses from Robo Army with his Orcus. But all credits to Robo Army for taking advantage of it. Look at that.
Really well played. Yeah, look. Yeah, he's not going to really get that T2 naval up. He's really pushing him out, and it looks like he's doing exactly what you would do is push him out of the naval. And
it's fantastic.
And not only that, he's getting a ground presence now. He's working it up. He's got some bots out, which is decent.
It's just starting to look shaky for Ferret.
It is. No production out of his 2 T2 factories though. That is looking a little shaky for Robot. He doesn't have the production at the moment for it, but it would be nice to see some T2 units coming out from Robot.
the Ferret have won back the air presence. It's going to take use of those Kestrels, might do some quite significant raiding and impact Robo's economy. But yeah, as you ping here, tier 2 air out from Robo Army 2. I love that move.
That is a good move.
Yeah, we're just waiting in awe to see where this this game goes. As Ferret is actually successfully raiding Robo Army. It's kind of pushing back at the moment.
This is nuts. I do like these little skirmishes going on the side of the maps here. Between the units.
Indeed, indeed.
Looks like Ferret's now pushing out with this little Faber army here of mercenaries.
but the Pelter's in range.
Oh my god. If the Pelter snipes that T2 Fab, I don't know, I would just laugh so hard. This is quite the game right now.
I do have to point out that Robo Army really lacks in terms of land production, and now that he kind of lost the air superiority, he doesn't have a neat way of cleaning it up from the sky either. So this army right here that's sitting idle for Ferret, if he manages to push that one in the right spots, that might do some horrible damage to Robo Army.
Definitely would. Yeah, I wish I was seeing some more ground presence from either one of the players. The T2 tanks would even be good to just lock down these areas. Even more slammers from both players just to push out. But, you know, getting some storms up, maybe some spinners with a nice push, that could really push one of the players off the map. We are seeing some locusts now coming out from Ferret. Looks like he's going to gear up for that. Oh my god.
Come on! Oh, that's so close.
That's amazing.
One brave dogs.
I would have loved if that Dox just sat there and they both idled their stuff there, so that one Dox would just kill all those Fabs. Oh man, that would have been amazing to see.
It's the power of the Dox right there.
Absolutely.
Finally comes Ferret's raiding party right here. A bit too late though, as it's idle outside for 2 minutes. It might still do some neat damage.
Yeah, it definitely will do some damage. Ooh, maybe not.
Robot Army manages to trade out there right there. Out comes Leviathans from Robot Army. He's going to be able to reach a lot of land.
Does he have a radar? Does he have a radar?
Question.
That's important. I don't see one.
No.
He's going to need it.
He does not have one, it seems. Or one back here. At his, I can't ping right now.
It's ICTA, yeah,
right
small
there.
expansion. But that's not going to do him too much good. He really needs to... Oh, look at that. T2 radar going up.
Ooh, I like that.
That's going to be, yeah, that's going to be his vision. That's going to be his sight.
In comes Locust though, and there's really nothing to stop this, is it?
Oh my god. Ooh, yeah, that's shaky. Ferret's idling his Locusts. Idling him, he's giving Robot some time to get his boats in position. Those slow-ass boats are actually going to be able to take out all those Locusts.
That should not happen. If he just micro those those Locusts and wheeled them a bit, nothing would be able to hit.
That was very shocking.
I took a look at what the individual players could see from each other, and it seems like both of them is up to date on their opponent, and they really have all the information needed to do what is necessary. And as you ping out here, Robot Army is going to get up an advanced radar, which gives him cover of the entire map, except from one ramp on the opposite side, which isn't that significant.
Huge. Wow. Yeah, he can just about see everything he already doesn't have vision of. And looking at it from Robot's vision, it really looks like Ferret's struggling here besides the air. Like, if Ferret didn't have the air right now, I would say this is hands down Robot's game, just from looking at his vision.
We talked a bit earlier about Robot weakness being that he didn't have a lot of land presence. Now that he got his tier 2 naval, that's not significant anymore. He can pump up Leviathans, he can pump out Kaijus. Like, he's covered. What he needs now is to contest the air, and if he can do that successfully, then I do think he's going to be able to win this game.
A little worried about this push coming up here. There is quite a bit of Barracuda sitting there. There's about 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, that's true.
He does get that advanced torpedo.
If that goes up,
yeah,
he's going to be able to clean all that up easily, because that thing is insanely strong.
Thing's
It's like a
beast.
machine
Look at
gun,
that
eh?
thing. My God, look at those torpedoes.
It's such a ridiculous
shit.
range too.
Awesome.
Like,
I
look
love
at that
those
thing.
things. Oh my God.
You need the Leviathan to counter that thing. And
I'm so
Ferret
impressed by
doesn't have it.
Robot. I'm so impressed right now. Like, he is shutting down. Ferret is an Uber. Like, he is shutting down an Uber player right this minute.
Yeah. I think if I remember correctly, Robot Army is a top 10 gold player. For a top
Is he a
10 gold
top
player to beat a Uber, that would be absolutely massive. But still, Ferret Master does have a lot of air, and he did take out all the entire in the base of Robot Army.
He's getting hits on that commander.
Wow.
Oh boy, that's
Power
scary.
of Leviathan. Both is raiding each other.
Ferret's getting nervous. Ferret is getting fucking nervous. I can feel it.
He shouldn't have backed off though. He could have taken out all this tier 2 economy from Robot Army in this base that's uncontested by the Air Force at the moment. Like, look at that. All these Kestrels, no defense whatsoever.
He's not putting to use of what he has, which is a shame. I mean, he could be really going around taking out all of Robot's expansions that he has, which he is starting to do just now. But man, with these Leviathans coming in,
Are we gonna see base trade?
potential base trade right now.
Robot Army's
Wow, we are
initial
gonna
base
see
is
it.
more or less gone.
We're definitely gonna see a base trade here.
We should not go too close with these Leviathans though, as they're gonna have issues shooting up on the high ground if they get too close. Let's hope he recognizes that. It's fine for now though.
We're gonna find out.
I think that's the
shortly.
case at least. But look
It's
at that.
looking like that.
Entire
Yeah, it
base
looks
is
like they're
gone.
holding fire. Wow, yeah. He only's got that T2 factory up still, which will be shortly demolished, I'm sure. Ooh, we got some slammers coming in from Robot Army. He does have a lot of docks here, Ferret.
No way.
Don't think that's enough.
You gotta look
Yeah,
at this,
I don't-
Titan.
Oh boy, that's going up fast. That's a game ender right there. That's a game ender. Titan.
And it's
Getting
50%
that
through.
Titan up. Yeah, that thing's firing up.
Wow. That is definitely a weakness for on the Robo Army's part. I don't know how he should be able to defend against that thing at current point in time.
I don't believe he's going to get a scout on that either. I'm actually really curious how he's going to respond, how he's going to defend his commander.
Just
He's
know it
looking at
exists.
his commander at 86%. He's only got 2 flak near his commander. That's not enough to stop a Titan.
Oh no.
And,
He's doing so good. But this Zeus is definitely gonna go up.
Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely going to go up right here. Definitely going to jump into that POV camera view for that Zeus when it happens.
Indeed. Sounds like a lovely plan.
Oh yeah, down goes that T2 bot factory, it looks like. Little robot, slowly but
Down
surely.
goes the tier 2 air factory too.
Oh, boy.
He's doing so fine. If he counters that Zeus, I'm 100%. I think Robo Army is gonna win. But is he going to be able to kill the Zeus?
Oh, if only he had a stingray. If he somehow just builds a stingray and puts it near his commander.
He does
that
have 2 stingrays, but they're all the way over here, or 1 at least. I think
Oh boy,
that
big
too.
boy's out. Big
Oh
boy's on the move.
no.
Shit.
Oh no.
boy.
How is it gonna go?
Things just flying around. Look at that. Just a boss. Like Titans in this game are just a boss. They just go where they please and they fuck shit up.
Indeed. Has he seen it coming yet? I don't think he has. Gonna get a
Looks
big
like Ferret's
surprise.
going for that com push as well.
Oh, and he can see the Titan. He should be able to have seen it.
Oh boy.
The com pushing,
Doesn't
yeah.
he have the air? Oh, he's pumping. Look at him. Look at him pump out the air.
I don't
Pumping
think
out
it's enough
hundreds.
though, is
Why
it?
not Phoenixes? Oh, if he could micro. If only he could.
No,
he
no,
get
no.
those Phoenix.
I
Oh
think
my
you
God.
recognize what's coming in.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And the card is revealed.
Oh boy.
Why is he building hummingbirds over phoenixes? Oh, look at that!
Ooh,
Look at that!
Titan
It's
overhead.
oh!
Oh! Down goes the Titan. Holy shit! Holy shit!
He just ate it up.
Oh my God! He's
He just
flying over
ate
the
it
stingray.
up.
Oh my God!
What?
Oh, get that stingray closer! Get that stingray closer! Oh. Oh my God.
And Ferret Master
That
only
was-
got 4 Kestrels
Oh.
left. And 1 Titan
Unbelievable.
shorter.
Unfucking believable right now. Oh my God.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I swear that was the ending of the game right there. I did not see that coming. Wow.
Wow, wow,
Leviathan
wow.
pushing it. Oh, that Leviathan's a little far away from the Stingray.
Stingray.
Maybe not. Oh, that Stingray
It is doing some work.
Ah,
You
not
need to
enough.
work on the phoenixes, or the Kestrels, I mean.
Yeah, the targeting needs to be there. Wow.
But while the Titan didn't quite pay off for Ferret, it's so the case that he's been able to shut down a lot of Robo Army's expansions, so they're now at the moment equal. Robo Army, however, is crashing massively. As
Very
I don't
heavy
know why.
crash, yeah.
He got a load of fabrics, I guess that's why.
He's definitely gonna fix it. Looks like he is managing to get it under control. Ferret now going for some SSX.
Is that SSX?
Oh
yeah,
my
it
gosh.
is.
Look at
No,
this.
but the
Look
Stingray
at
though.
this. Look at this proxy base right here from Robot, right in front of Ferret's commander, and the Stingray from the side. Oh my god!
I absolutely adore this play from Robo Army. It's so unconventional. But he
Love
is
it.
pulling it off against the Ferret Master that went too heavy into fabrics, in my opinion.
Absolutely, definitely.
Lammer's taking
Wow.
down the Stingray there. That's unfortunate, as the SSX is out. Have you spotted the SSX? He should be able to. It's visible for everybody. He does have Stingrays in his base. We know they have anti-orbital capabilities.
He's getting Kaijus out now, which was that's a good choice. Start getting some land presence with Kaijus. He's got a lot of air fabs here, just grabbing his mechs. Hopefully he'll be able to get away from that. Doesn't look like it's going to last for too long. Ferret does have some idle air nearby.
I would love to see him start reclaiming wreckages around the map too. He does have a wreckage of a Zeus on the island. He does have a base to be reclaimed, and so on and so forth.
That would be very nice. Sadly, you only really see that kind of reclaim from Platinums and up. Most players don't really take advantage or really think of a strategy just as that.
Indeed.
Yeah, actually, it looks like actually he is just using his commander to reclaim the Titan.
Ah, lovely. I think it's just trying to build the mechs, to be honest, but...
Yeah. It might have just been that lucky, yeah. That lucky he's trying to build the max. But...
SSX is out there and is chipping out on this, what should we call it? Like,
Proxy
fortress?
base,
I don't know,
right?
it's
Maybe
not a
a
lot of
proxy
factories.
fortress?
Something of that nature. And Robo Army has, for some reason, been blinded to the orbital presence of Ferret Master, but now it's very much visible as it's attacking him. So I would like to see anti-orbital measures coming up around the map from Robo Army.
My god, what a game.
And it's still going strong. It's still very much open for anybody to win.
Absolutely. Both players very spread out on the map.
Wow. SSX going to town right here. None of this is stuff Robo Army really needs. However, it is kind of a shame that he loses it. And in comes Slammers 2 is gonna likely clean up this expansion from Robot Army.
It looks like he's gaining ground once again on his own turf.
But look at the metal difference right here. Robo Army got 33% more metal than what Ferret Master got at the moment. And Ferret Master is putting a lot of that eco up into orbital. And down goes one of his SSXs. Only got one left at the moment. Those things costing a fortune.
They
And
cost a lot.
in comes the Kaiju on the land. And the commander is close.
Oh, yeah, Kaiju's. Hopefully he'll be able to micro that. I really hope he's going to micro this. He's sending it in. Oh, man.
He walked into the slammers.
That's a shame. A little more micro there would have been perfect. Or even those stingrays a little bit closer. Surprised he's not pushing those 3 boats in further. He could really be taking out a couple, you know, those. Might be able to get in range of those. Yeah, he'll be able to kill both of those T2 factories that Ferret has if he moves those stingrays into range, which he is doing currently.
And the tier 2 mexes, and with that, he would only have 3 left, so.
Ferret now pushing his comm into open ground. Looks like he's gonna guard it with the SSX. Not really sure how Ferret's gonna get out of this one.
In the meantime, though, breaking news in the chat. Dissonant claims the Descript has been eliminated by Lauren.
No way.
Yeah, that'd be true.
No way.
Is that true?
No. Is that fake news?
Descript says he got big lags on start, common fabs were idle sometime. So he did seem to have some technical difficulties, but still, that's a massive victory for Lauren. Well done. Holy shit, what an upset.
Oh yeah, well played, Lauren. Holy shit.
And we might see upset here too with Robot Army, the gold player taking out Ferret, Master the Uber. This is definitely the tournament of the upsets.
This is the tournament of the upsets. Wow, 2 Uber players being beat by about at least 3 or 4 skill ranks below them is absolutely insane.
Yeah, this one is not over yet, but it certainly has the potential.
Definitely. I mean, geez, wow, if Robo does come on top, or even if he loses, it's a well-fought match against a player that has quite a bit of experience with this game.
But what is his plan to kill the commander? It seems at the moment that he's struggling to really develop a good plan. However, he's just holding on this advantage they got.
Got some angels out here.
It's very unconventional
really
indeed.
Very curious of what he's going to do with that angel. How he's going to play with it, how he's going to counteract, because that could actually play a big deal in the air game. I don't really see angels coming out too often in the high brackets of this game, in the skill curve, but I'm really really interested in how he's going to play with that.
Yeah, he has the potential. It is so the case that Ferret got the most air, so he could be able to just take it out from the air. But if he could somehow get past that, he has the possibility of taking out, for instance, the commander's entire capabilities. So he can just chip at it for free without anything that the commander could do in defense. So
Yeah,
this definitely can be dangerous. But in the meantime, Ferret is doing some kind of comeback in terms of the economy at the moment. Very surprising
he's definitely
indeed.
ramping up production quite a bit.
Because while we're talking about all this nice stuff from Robo Army, it is so the fact that he does not have any land presence whatsoever. More or less, except from one factory at the foot of Ferret's base. So we do have a situation of naval against the land.
Yeah, still no sight on either one of the players going to an asteroid. I'm really surprised that that neither of them have even thought about going there. Considering Ferret has orbital, he could easily be setting up some more eco on those asteroids. I mean, those 5 mechs could easily ramp up his production quite a bit. T2 spots on him.
But we have to mention though, it does look a lot brighter for Ferret now than it did just 5 minutes ago, really. He's ahead in economy at the moment.
This.
A nuke!
Coming up. Nuke is coming up from Ferret.
And it's coming up fast.
Yeah, it is coming up fast. Oh my goodness, what a game.
We have seen the entire PA repertoire in this game more or less at this stage. We have seen Titans, we have seen Orbital SSXs, we've seen Tier 2 Air, Tier 2 Bots, Tier 2 Naval, and now we see Nuke. Oh, and the anti-nuke coming up. Has he scouted it? He must have scouted it. Yeah, he has. He has scouted it.
He has? Wow.
That is very, very important on robot army's side, because we do know that the anti-air is cheaper than the nuke. The anti-nuke, I mean, apologies. So,
Really curious who's gonna get it up first. Who's gonna get the the anti-nuke or the nuke? It's the race of the century right now.
Wow, this game though, huh? Classic burn move is what Elite Sanuka says in the chat right here. He does have the most power on it, doesn't he? I think it might be first up. The missile itself is more expensive though, so we have to calculate for that as well. The robot army is on 65% efficiency, so all those fabrics working on the anti-nuke is going to work on 65% efficiency as well.
93% finished. 83% finished on that anti-nuke.
Ah, and the missile has started its work. You need to assist it now, Ferret. And he does. Let's see how it goes with anti-nuke. Oh no, it's going up like crazy. Look at the anti-nuke. It's going to be up way in time.
Oh yeah. Another fantastic play by Robot, getting that scout out, recognizing the threat, and really getting up the defense to lock in this game. I'm just really curious what is going through Robot's head right now. What is he going to do to kill Ferret and secure this game for himself? I'm not seeing any ground presence from Robot yet. I'm very surprised that we're not seeing him take advantage of his own base that he's lost and start getting some ground force up. That's what I'd really like to see from Robot. He's got the naval locked in. He's all set there. We really need to see some, heavy air or heavy ground presence from Robot.
Yeah, either heavy air, as you said, and maybe do some Kaijus in the mix, or you got to establish the old base back up again with tier 2 factories. I do wonder what's the possibilities of Ferret Master getting off a anti-nuke snipe thing. It's not that much anti-air, is it? In the base
there
itself.
isn't much anti-air in the actual base. No, yeah, we're not seeing a lot. He does have the fabric production to really fire up those flak cannons pretty quickly, but...
I mean, we could see a Hail Mary attempt.
A very close call.
Oh, but look at just this one Leviathan's just chipping away. Slowly but steadily.
Good job. Looks like Ferret, though, has 2 combat fabs here, just repairing the factory for him. It's actually benefiting him. He's actually keeping that Leviathan in that bay, just shooting at that one factory, and he's just repairing it. But
can we just talk about that for a moment, Titan?
Oh my god. How did that even happen right there?
This factory produced them. It's reclaiming the wreckages in Ferret's space. That is fantastic.
That is amazing.
I absolutely love it.
Oh, I love that, yeah. Ferret going for another clean sweep of Robot's old base. Sketchers looks like he's actually going to leave it alone. Those 2 Galatas scared off all of those Kestrels. I'm actually a little bit surprised by that.
Indeed.
I feel like sometimes when you have just 2 or 3 Galata up, players really underestimate Kestrels and their air power, and they kind of back off timidly when they can really just target them down and take them out.
Yeah, very much the case. But look at all the Galatas and such from Robot armies, just using the strategy of selecting a thing and just dragging it out. Just build it all the way out.
Just like this game, dragging it out.
Oh, Horde, it's out from Ferret Master. They are likely going to be picked off by Robot's army, but I do like that we finally see some Hornets in this game too. It's one of the few units we haven't seen yet.
The nuke of shame is up. He's going to get shut down. Let's see where he fires that off.
Please don't send it. Oh, he tried to scout. Did he see the anti-nuke? He did see the anti-nuke, so he's going to hold that off.
Did see it? Okay, that's good. I was a little worried he's going to do a nuke of shame and just fire it.
This schema. One thing though, if you see the rest of Ferret's base right here that he's still got present, the reason that has not been killed by Leviathan yet is because of the edge. So he cannot really effectively target that. So that's lucky, or like that's good for Ferret. Let's not call it luck, because he might have known. He hopefully have known, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
some
out goes
Hornets
the
out for
nukes.
Ferret.
Out goes the nuke. He's gonna nuke either here or the
Oh.
island. I think it's gonna be
Oh,
that
yeah,
expansion.
he's got to be going there. He's got to be going there. I mean, that's going to open up a gateway into the naval form if he does. Yep.
Oh. Is that nuke worth it? Hard to say.
Oh. I think it was somewhat worth it. That actually crippled robots' metal production quite a bit. Those two mechs were producing a lot, keeping them at bay. Look at that air game though. Air is coming back from robot. Still not enough. Hard to say though. He does look like he has more phoenixes, but the amount of hummingbirds Ferret has makes it difficult to say what's gonna trade out. How is this gonna trade out? Actually, I think Robot can clean this up. I think Robot's gonna clean this shit up.
Wow. And I have to credit him. He took this entire engagement over zone entire 2. That's fantastic. That's the best way to take a air trade for you. You want it to be above your own entire. So that puts you with all the aces on your hand. Look at all the Icaruses from Ferret Master right here. I don't know really what he thought about when he built all of them, but I like it. I like it.
He must be trying to keep that energy afloat. Just a quick, cheap way to get some fast energy when you need it.
Titan, when was the last time you saw a solar array in a 1v1?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know. Probably when I was the gold. I used to build solar arrays in my ranked games when I was a gold. I remember that.
But I do really like the fact they build them. If you take into account the position he put himself in, he had the orbital factory. He needed energy. Why not use it? But the question, it's questionable why he went the orbital factory in the first place, especially taking into account things such as stingrays.
I feel like Ferret really underestimated his opponent here. He really thought he was just going to be able to cheese him and call it a game. But I don't know what would be going through Ferret's head right now. I mean, he's getting quite an ass kicking from this gold player. But the one thing that player neglects is ground. Robot has neglected ground this entire match, and that has been his ultimate defeat and stalemate of this match so far. If he just got more bots, even tanks, like, he could really wrap this up much faster than this game's going right now.
I don't know if I would call it even a stalemate though, as we do see trades going on all the time. It's not like either player is just sitting on all they got. It's more of a opposite forces acting on each other. So I really like it. I really do like it.
Oof, and now it comes to patrolling docks.
Oh no.
From Robot.
We now witness the strategy of just overwhelming Ferret and maybe even his computer at this stage.
Yeah, wow.
It's like, if nothing else works, just try to lag out his computer.
Yeah. Ultimate strategy from Robot.
I would love to see some strategy on how much metal Ferret have used to repair this factory right here.
Oh my goodness, yes. I wish there was a stat for that.
Because it's been so long. It's just all these units shooting it.
Past 10 minutes.
It's fantastic, I love it.
Coming in with the T1 tanks to clean up Ferret's old base. Lots of spinners in there. Finally seeing a ground presence from Robot. We're seeing, I mean,
clean it up.
This may not be the ground force I was expecting, patrolling the docks and T1 tanks with Infernos and Ants, but hey, I mean, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Can't argue with that.
And let's face it, it's a shitty force, but there's nothing to deal with it. So it's so good at what it does, doesn't it? It's Infernos, it shoots through the factories, it's spinners that reacts to the air, and there's no ground force to stop him.
I mean, this is looking like the ultimate FU to Ferret, just patrolling docks.
And look there, we got the line strategy once again.
Oh yes.
Let's go.
Infernos.
Ah, this is so great. I love this game. I absolutely adore this game.
I'm loving this match. Yeah.
Inferno's
I haven't
doing
seen
work.
a game like this lately.
Ferret is calling
Ferret's
GG.
calling it.
Oh,
GG.
what a game! What a game!
Wow, Robot takes it.
Well played, Robot Army. Well played, and well played to Ferret too. He really made this game fun.
Yeah, that was the fun game to watch.
Wow. Where shall we start? 45-minute game.
45-minute cast right there.
And in the end,
Wow.
Robot Army prevails over Burning's Ferret Master, who also happens to be a Uber.
Robot is an Uber.
A Ferret is a Uber. Robot is a gold.
Ferret.
I could try to verify that.
Yes, that was quite a turn of events. I did not expect Robot to be taking this game. I did not see that coming. I thought Ferret was surely going to take this one away, just from what I've seen from Ferret in the past. Wow, what a game!
He did it in a stylish manner too, I gotta say.
Yeah, he did. Quite a bit of style right there.
Wow, I think we gotta move on though, because I think the entire tournament is likely waiting
Yeah,
us to wrap this one up. But GG, huh?
Definitely move on. Yeah, well played, Robot. Good game.
And we are back with the same semi-finals. I don't know if I said that properly, but it will do. Between Nick MX and Lauren 8008. And I got my lovely co-caster here, of course. As previous games, it is the lovely Titan.
Hello, hello.
And the map we are seeing here is Crevage. Yeah, what do you think about it?
Oof, I do like this map. I like, I believe the spawn points are going to be here and here, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that is correct indeed.
Yes, I do like, I like the eco, the treeco on either side of the map. Both players are able to play with. Andreas, you want to start us out by introducing both the players?
So, in green, we got Lauren 8008, who recently beat out Discrypt, one of the top seeds in the tournament, and is opening bots into something that is undetermined quite yet. And on the other side, we got Nikolai MX in orange, opening bot into air, into bot. We're going to see a heavy air opening and a heavy docks opening from Nick on the other side. I'm curious to see where the players decide to initially spawn, if they're going to try a every direction attempt or if they're going to focus down one or two sides.
I'm very curious as well. I do like Lauren's opening right now. I'm enjoying it. Quite interesting, a little different. Both players kind of a symmetrical way of expanding with both their fabs latched onto each other. Makes it for a pretty easy snipe, so I'm curious of who's going to take advantage of that.
Indeed.
This map, though, this offers a lot of rating. I'm assuming we're going to see very heavy air and very heavy bot play. Definitely on this planet.
It's very much defined by corridors. So if you walk down one of the corridors, there's little opportunity to swap between the corridors. There are some, and it's going to be important to take advantage of that. But it is very important to realize that, so you don't end up with your entire army in somewhere where you cannot transition it, and there's your base gun.
Looks like got a fab snipe, double fab snipe coming in.
Ooh.
Good micro there by Lauren, only able to snatch one of them away. He's got another fab coming out right now from his bot factory, so it looks like it's not going to do too much damage to him.
Assisting out more fabrics though, this is quite untraditional from Lauren.
I like that actually, that's a good play. It's going to be able to ramp up his expansion a lot faster. I would like to see him expanding a little more. Ooh. Oh yes, some boom bots coming in.
He's going to be looking to maybe get a couple of fabric pickoffs, but we do see Lauren out with doxes. Many places it's going to be hard.
Nice fab snipe there.
Oh, it's still alive.
Fab snipe possible. That's a double fab snipe there against Nick. That's a huge win. for Lauren, considering that was most of his expanding fabs. He's only got one expanding fab now left. Looks like he's going to start pumping out some more. That's going to definitely set Nick back quite a bit.
He has to rebuild them as fast as possible.
Yeah, he does. I mean, Lauren's got the fab count. He's just not he's not utilizing it quite just yet. Looks like he's just about to expand some more.
Yeah, he's assisting factories with it, which we don't see a lot of in the early game in PA.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like this this startup here. This is actually a good play by Lauren. I'm curious if he's going to be able to take advantage of it. I mean, considering he's getting more unit count out, he's getting more units than Nick with assisting some factories in the early game. He's losing progress on expansion, but he's going to be able to be a little more aggressive than his opponent, I believe, if he's able to take advantage of what he's done.
Yeah, while he's trailing a little bit in terms of eco, Nick is wasting a little bit, and he's using everything because he got 3 times the fabs of Nick.
Yeah,
and
wow.
the same amount of units, so...
Wow, yeah. Lauren really leading in the fab count. Really impressed by Lauren's gameplay right now. I've played against Lauren quite a few times. Never really had a close game with him, so seeing this is very impressive. I'm very pleased to see how he's improved.
It's hard to not just appreciate all the new faces that show up and really challenge this game. It's hard to establish yourself in such a game that's been around for so long, where you got so hardcore people who's played on a high level for a long time. We do see 3 Fabbers here. They're potentially vulnerable for a snipe from Doxys.
Yes.
One thing that kind of lacks a bit is raiding.
Yeah, the raiding, yes, definitely. This is a pretty big planet, so it might be a bit difficult to get those quick raids in, but... Oh, another double fab snipe coming down here against Lauren.
Indeed.
Potential third fab actually going to get sniped as well, just walking right into it.
That's very unfortunate indeed.
It is.
So while Lauren has been doing wonderful in terms of expansions, he has not been able to contest Nick's expansions over the first Fabber snipe, while Nick on the other hand is sending raiding parties all over the place and is starting to chipping down on this expansion. It's very nicely done by Nikolai MX, who I think is going into an advantage pushing forward with his raids.
Definitely. I am a little concerned about the T2 advantage Lauren is going to have on Nick this match. He's getting it a lot faster than Nick at the moment. Nick's getting up in metal storage. I like seeing that, considering he's wasting. It's going to help him out a lot in the end game. He's just got to push out some more bot fabs, I believe. He gets his fabber count out, he gets his production to start rolling out a little faster, able to get a lot more units on this field, which he needs. Looks like he's got an idle comm, which is not helping him out. He's really got to get that comm on the factory. Oh, looks like it's assisting actually the air factory at the moment.
Yeah, we really want to see it on the tier 2 indeed. Want it fast step. Lauren is going to be the one who hits tier 2 bots first, and hopefully he's going to go into tier 2 economy quick. That's really what I want to see, as this map is kind of big. It will take some time for the fabbers, for the units to walk over.
Surprised I'm not seeing more air fabs from either player. No air fabs actually, sneaky air fabs coming around the map at all, which is really good on a map like this, considering how scarce the metal is and how far apart it is. There's a lot of it, but it's really spread out. I believe, you know, some sneaky fabs would really help out either one of the players.
Yeah, Nick has have had a sneaky fab all the way over here. He's been able to expand all the way down, more or less next to Lauren's base at the moment. That is really mostly what's given him this advantage, because if you subtract these metal extractors, they would be more or less equal.
Definitely. We are seeing some locusts from Nick. Curious if he's going to try to scout out its 2-2 factory and just try to locust it really fast. That would be a big win.
Yeah, that tier 2 factory is very vulnerable to locust indeed. If he were to peel that off, that would be huge. Possibly game ending.
Absolutely. Nick doing a good job picking off some knocks coming into raid. Seeing some small skirmishes here and there. Nick's got the air definitely right now, yeah. Nick's definitely got the air game. We definitely need to see some more air factories from Lauren if he wants to contest the air a little bit more.
Locust going out for Nick, and Lauren on his other side is building Locust himself. He does have one tier 2 Faber out though. That is the difference between him and Nick at the moment. The question now is though, is Nick going to make this Locust pay off? But he walks him back into his own base again.
It looks like he's going to go to the other side. I think he, maybe he saw a better. You know what? He went to the other side so he can get that T2 factory, I believe. Look at that. Look at that.
If he did that,
He
that's great.
his course. Yeah, I think he did change his course because he might have recognized the other side was a little more heavily protected. I'm not sure if I saw a scout go out, but if he did, that would have been a good move.
Then again, I feel like most of Lauren's base is vulnerable at this point in time. There's not a lot of troops around, and if those Locusts is microed properly, we could see some terrible, terrible damage done to Lauren right here. He really needs to respond properly as Nick is moving in with his air, and the Locust shortly following behind. He's got to look for that tier 2 factory, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Lauren does not have the proper counters present, and I think it's going to go down.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's definitely going down. Yeah, that's a huge win right there for Nick. Really well played.
And the Locust is still going, and is taking out another air factory, and another air factory, and another air factory.
Oh my
and it's just going, and there's nothing there for Lauren.
Oh, he's calling it already. He's calling it.
Locust is such a disgusting unit.
Oh my gosh.
Just look at that. Whereas Marshall would say,
Shredded.
num 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 num. Num 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 num.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That was huge. I mean, Lauren isn't out of the game completely. Lauren isn't out of the game completely, but
he kind of is still.
Hard. It's definitely something hard to come back. I mean, losing, 7 factories. Seven factories, including 1 T2. That's it's huge.
There's one thing working in his favor, and that is Nick postponing tier 2 eco significantly. Still not investing in the tier 2 Faber. That might come back to haunt him. I don't necessarily think so. But if he moved into Faber. Oh, he does have one.
Yeah, he does.
Why is it doing all the way over there?
Oh.
There he gives.
There is GG for Lauren. We could try to catch the other game. We could go see if he could jump in the other match.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
We are finally, however, hopefully, let's not jinx it. Hopefully gonna see this final game after some technical difficulties. We are back on Harbor Alpha's map. And as we talked about earlier, we got this big landmass, players spawning in on these 2 points right here. And then we got the naval donut and the island, which you have to drop into. So is Nick DC'd?
Oh God.
Will this ever stop?
Will this game ever start in a land where we try to host a tournament and Nick DC's? Starring Nicolas Cage, Matt Damon, Flubba-dibba-dub-dub, AndreasG.
Pickle Nick.
Pickle Nick.
Yeah, I don't know what to say really.
Oh God.
Are we gonna have to rehost this one?
Another freaking rehost. Hopefully not though. Hopefully we can reconnect and we will be able to continue on our way.
This is like back in the days. If you watch cross-country skiing on Norwegian television or in any television whatsoever, basically you got these waiting cameras where all the athletes were in the forest and you were just waiting for them to come back to the camera. Nowadays you just go in the stadiums, they have cameras everywhere. We had this waiting shots where it's like 5 minutes just filming an empty track going into the forest, and it's just the excitement is building up until finally you see like a athlete coming out, maybe alone, maybe somebody hunting him, maybe a group of them, and up until that point you have no idea what's going on. I feel like this is similar.
Very similar.
We finally see it. The question is, will we see any deviations from the players as to opening builds and so on and so forth? Hard to say. I think we're going to see a lot of the same. What do you think, Titan? Yeah.
Yes, I believe we're going to see just about the same concept here. Flub starting out with that legendary trail of air factories and power lines with his commander.
Yeah, you can just extend that one around the planet, really, and then you got Flub's build kit.
Yep, pretty much. Just about.
On the other side, we see Nick going the same as last game. The question is, did any of the players take the liberty to spy on their opponent's build from last game? I don't know. Might be happening.
Could be. Oops. Could be.
At least 3 fabbers coming out from both players. Very standard stuff. The question is any of them going to go into 4? Are we going to see boom buds from everybody? We do see a air scout out from Nick.
Ooh.
I like Nick
Scout
skipping the PGen before he moves into the air though. Just gives him that little edge he needs to get that scout out, and he's not crashing energy either. So
Sure.
that's better actually. That's better than what Fleb did. So something I think
is
everybody
better.
who watched is gonna pick up and do themselves. Oh, and the infamous Nick train comes out of the station.
Oh man. He is crashing power at the moment now. He did crash quite a bit.
Nick?
But
That's
not
because
much, though,
he
not
got
much.
4 fabbers building simultaneously, so whenever they build together, he's gonna crash likely.
Ooh, yeah.
If you split them out, maybe one is gonna build and the other is gonna travel, and then, you know.
While
But
the
when you
other
go
one's
all at
building,
once, here we see the
much- it's a
naval
little bit
factory
more.
coming out again.
Curious if he's gonna. Ooh, only 1 fab though. Looks like the other 2 are gonna sit idle. I'm not sure if he's gonna catch on to that or not. Looks like he did. Just have a scout on that fab. Curious if he's gonna be able to get that fab snipe.
Yeah, I think he's gonna attempt it, but he doesn't really. Yeah, out it comes a bomber, so maybe he's gonna head in that general direction. Fleb, however, as we see, he's spreading out his fabbers, as I personally prefer it, over this train strategy.
Flub did see that scout on his fabber. I'm really curious if he will extinguish that. He'll probably be going for a snipe on that fab. Looks like he's leaving his air astray, so Nick is most likely gonna get this fab snipe coming in. If Flub only recognized, I just got my fab snipe or fab scouted, it's gonna get sniped next, which will go down.
Down goes the fab. Is he gonna get anything else? And in the meantime, Fleb is expanding out with the air fabber.
Oh,
Down
yeah,
goes
a
the
couple of
bomber.
sparks there.
That was pretty nice pick off from Nick. Nothing game ending though.
Yeah.
As
Good,
Fleb is actually quite far in the lead already, as Nick was investing in that naval factory with his expanding fabbers for quite some time there. Yeah, I like Fleb's opening over Nick's, to be honest. He got more metal sooner. He got
Yes.
1 less factory, but why is that when you're ahead in metal?
Yeah, I personally like my fabs spread out, expanding in every which way, than them all tailing behind each other, only expanding in certain areas. Flub is already leading in metal count. And if we take a look at the army tab, Nick is a little bit ahead on units.
Look at fabbers. Fleb double
yeah,
the fabbers
fabber-
of Nick.
Flub isn't doubling the fabs. That's nice. It's gonna pay off late game.
2
Factory
huge things
count.
at the moment. 1, Nick is about to contest Fleb's upgoing naval factory. That is huge. He got 3 piranhas coming in. I don't see Fleb be able to stop that, so he's gonna stop this almost finished naval factory. That's a lot of waste of metal. It's a lockout of the naval. But in the meantime, we
fabs.
have Fleb with the expanding fabber, as he pinged so nicely himself, yeah?
Ooh, he's gotta get that micro on. He's just lost 2 fabs. It's a shame.
So both players with different advantages, I guess you could say. Because this island, as we talked about, if he can shut it down, that's
Ooh,
almost
yes.
just as much worth as the naval. However, the Leviathan can reach it, I guess.
I think Nick did get the scout on that somehow. He directly into there. Did he scout that?
I'm not sure.
I didn't really. He went straight in there though.
Think he was
He
lucky?
just knew. I don't know. Maybe. Has to be, right? Yeah, that was a bit strange.
Ah, Nick getting his fabbers picked off here. One of them, and the other one might go down. Fleb seems to have more air than Nick.
Oh, fab does go down.
8 fabbers, nicely done by Fleb, who's actually wasting 61 metal each tick. So that's a horrible situation. You do not want to be in that situation, going up against a player like Nick.
That is a lot of metal to be wasting.
Wow, I would like him to see a metal storage going up as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah. Nick going to that T2 naval.
Wow. What a cocky place to place it. It's no
Very
anti-air capabilities right there. Fleb got slammers coming out so he can challenge it. I'm not sure about that. I guess we'll see. Is he gonna let it decay while it builds the anti-air?
No, I think he actually will have time to build that anti-air and then get right back on that factory as long as he goes right back on it.
Ah,
And
it's
he is
decaying.
wasting. Ooh,
Ah,
yeah, it is.
just a little bit.
Just save it. Gonna have some air trades here.
Look at the metal count though.
Yeah, both wasting and pretty tight. Nick is leading by about 20.
Yeah, so the big difference is the tier 2 factory of Fleb. You got the tier 2 Faber out already. Gonna start
Wow,
putting it
yeah,
to
Nick's,
good use.
I'm surprised Nick didn't go for a T2 factory in his base as well. I was figuring that he was at least gonna go double T2 if he's gonna go that naval like that. That is surprising. He's neglecting his T2 his metal, T2 metal and T2 power. Like that's pretty big.
Yeah, not only that, he got the issue of that tier 2 factory coming up so insanely slow because he's just built by one Faber alone. Let's not forget that. So Flub is going to have tier 2 economy for a long time. He's going to have slammers for a long time before Nick is even in the game. They still haven't started the land tier 2 factory. And it's floating. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, both players are floating quite a excessive amount.
An idle commander from Fleb.
Oh my goodness, Flub.
No. Put him to good use, please. Please. Please, Lisa. Yeah, there he goes. Lovely. Wait, what happened to the... Wait, what? Oh, that's the wrong place. I thought Nick lost his tier 2 factory, but that's not the case, luckily. Out goes the first slammers from Flub, though. It's really going to look to do some damage, and I don't really see what Nick got to challenge that if he doesn't have the air superiority. Which I'm not sure if he has or not. I don't think so.
It looks definitely contested, but I think Flub has enough air to snipe all those bombers out. Ooh, looks like there's gonna be a nice air confrontation here. Doesn't manage to snipe another bomber out of Nick. Nick's factory only like a little over halfway done. It's 10 minutes in. He's got a T2 bot factory, a little over halfway done. Crashing energy. It's not looking too good for Nick right now, but considering Flub's waste and his metal and his advantage.
What is he going to do against the slammers? He doesn't have anything, does he? But
He has mines. He has mines. Those mines are definitely going to pay off.
Locust coming out from Flub. He got some nice plans.
Those mines should do the job.
Oh,
no.
Flub is dodging.
Oh. Wow, look at that.
And in comes the Locust too. This might be it.
This could be pretty devastating to Nick.
Nick has to respond to this raiding party, or it's going to be game.
He has nothing to respond to it. He has nothing to respond to it. He could chew his entire base out right now. The only thing he's got is his commander. He's got to use his commander. He's got to use his commander.
Now comes the bomber, but a bit too late. Is he going to be able to clean it up? I don't think so.
If Flub just sits his army and crushes his base, it's good.
In comes the Locust too. He's going to go for the tier 2 factory. He's going to go for the tier 2 factory. Come on, Flub. Nah.
Oh, Flub. Flub could have done so much more damage there. I wish he didn't go near the commander. I don't know why he pushed that army into the commander. It wasn't enough to take out a commander. He should have realized that and just started chipping away at his base some more. Like the base damage in this game is really important, and he had units to do it. That's such a shame. He could have easily taken out that T2 factory.
Yeah, that was inadequate defense from Nick, but he escapes luckily, as Flub did not play that optimally at all. Nice push though, absolutely. Let's take a look at what the players know from each other. Nick don't really have a good idea of what's going on in Flub's base. He does, however, know about all its expansions. I think he knows he's in a pretty bad situation at the moment. Flub, on the other hand, got complete cover, more or less.
We needed a lot more factory count from Flub. With this eco that he has right now, this is unacceptable. I mean, 12 factories with you know, almost closing in 400 metal. That's I kind of disappointed about that. He could easily close in this game. He could absolutely have another T2 air factory up. It looks like he's going pretty heavy bots now,
Carrying two tier 2
which is
factories at
good.
once.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a good chance. Like we need to see that from Flub because with this advantage at the moment, he needs to take care of it. Otherwise, he's gonna lose it.
But what you
I mean,
point out
Nick's a strong
is a
player.
common issue amongst even top players is that you get that first tier 2 fab or two, and you start to build up the tier 2 economy, and you just don't quite manage to keep pace in terms of factories, so you lose a big opportunity. The right way to go about it would be to be able to equally scale up in factories as you scale up in economy, because then you don't waste, second of all you manage to take your advantage and put it into some actual units which you can do damage with.
Definitely. Ooh, nice air trade here from Flub. Don't know why he backed out there. He should have stuck on Nick's air and followed through. But it was still a nice trade for him.
Yeah, Fleb with the tier 2 air there, we see how that pans out in the air confrontation. It gives him a huge advantage. This looks very much like Fleb's game. It's his game to lose and his to win, in my opinion. Out comes Kaiju's though.
Flub is absolutely his own enemy at the moment. He's got to take care of that flow, which it looks like he's finally taking a grasp of. Somewhat. Yeah, we need to see some more production from Flub.
The
he.
Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say that, you know, Nick's doing some heavy raiding on the ground now. He's taking out a lot of Flub's T1 mechs throughout the map on the land.
Yeah, but they paid for itself. They've been there for so long.
I would like to think that, but think about how much waste Flub has already used. Like
That's a good
already
point.
wasted so much. Like I don't know if it paid off. I don't think it did necessarily. It would have if he got more factories up and he started locking down those expansions, but he kind of just let it sit. And that was his downfall. Yeah, these Kaijus right now are looking pretty scary.
It's exciting because we saw him invest into that tier 2 so long ago, and it's going to be interesting to see if it was the right choice or not. I would think it's not, but we yet have to see it, I guess. And in comes the air, and if you can pick this up with the air, then I think we can conclude that it was unfortunate. Oh, look at this Locust though. Gonna take out the tier 2 naval factory, are they?
Ooh, they could. Nope.
Nice defense from the Kaijus.
That was.
Well, Flub is defending nicely in there.
Yeah, Nick's got some tanks out here now. I was trying to get a teleport up. It wasn't gonna happen. Yeah, Nick's doing a good job raiding the backside. Looks like Flub's finally setting out some slammers and some docks in the outskirts of the land to contest Nick's raiding. That's been happening. A lot of idle units here.
Flub has been ahead in metal for the good portion of 5 to 10 minutes right nowadays, so.
Yeah, I really wish he would take advantage of that.
He does have a lot of tier 2 factories finally though.
He does, yes. But sadly he's lost the production he would have had. If only he got those a little bit sooner. Looks like he's only got one bomber in his mix. He doesn't have much to respond to this. He does have one catapult up.
Yeah, I love it.
Which actually will be able to prevent those Kaijus.
The only reason he put that one down was because of the Kaijus, and it's really good.
It is, yeah. It's in a great positioning too, right in the center. If you click on it, you can see like it's got a nice radius. It's got a decent radius over the entire base. So pretty Kaiju friendly right now. Anti-Kaiju.
Nick does kill some mexes down there. They're tier 2 too, so we can see that in the eco area that Nick is actually doing a comeback eco-wise.
Definitely, yeah. Nick's making a really nice comeback. I'm really impressed with what Nick's been doing this match so far. I like his T1 tanks and going into hover tanks in the center. Really curious of what he's going to do with those. He could do some side raiding. Yeah, he's doing a good job coming back. He's finally getting his T2 air up. It would be really nice to see some reclaim right now. He's got a lot of wreckage in his base. He could be easily utilizing that to get a little extra eco a little bit ahead in the game. And as well as Flub. They both have a lot of eco that they could be reclaiming. A lot of metal.
What you say there is a very interesting point. That's kind of the flip side of somebody being so aggressive throughout the entire early game but not managing to really blow up, is that all the wreckage end up in your opponent's half, and he can use that to do a comeback. And I hope that's what we're going to see from Nico.
I'm really hoping so. It's paused. I'm
Pausing.
assuming Nick is having technical difficulties.
Yeah. Guy came in Discord. Okay, while the players sort that out, I just want to hammer this in once again, as we talked about 2 or 3 times already. Flub had all the chances to shut out, but he couldn't keep up in production. That's why it's so important to build factories when you get a lot of eco. If he managed to invest in a lot of factories, in a lot of units, then I don't think we would have seen this, what was happening here with Nick coming back like he does right now. It's very interesting.
Really nice comeback from Nick. Nick got away with a lot of metal, T1 metal with air fabs. Flub just picked them up, and they were getting a lot of his metal production right there. Looks like Flub's actually doing a similar strat with air fabs. He's grabbing a bunch of metal.
Yeah.
Both players really trying to grasp that metal count and stay ahead of their opponent, but
yeah, those fabs is going to be taken out.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a bit of a stalemate for both players. Not really sure what the ending strat is going to be for either one of them.
I want to see 2 things here. One, I want to see more air control from out of Nick, because Flub has got a lot more air than what Nick got at the moment. So I would like to see him contest that more. 2, I would like to see more tier 2 tanks from both players, because we're kind of moving into a stage here where we have a lot of air presence, we have a lot of slammer presence, and then if you can walk in with a bunch of levelers and maybe a couple of shellers in there, like, that's a force to be reckoned with. That's a force that's hard to stop.
Definitely. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And you know, with that's some, oh my god, jeez, that air trade. He was trying, it looks like Nick was trying to get that T2 fab, but now he's scouting the base with the rest of his air. Flub is gonna have air superiority for a while now, unless Nick really ramps up his production. Nick is wasting quite a bit. Hopefully he gets his storage up. He really needs his storage at this point.
Yeah, Nick is wasting massively, and that's the only thing that avoids him from running away at this moment. Fleb, on the other hand, is expanding nicely with tier 2 mexes in quite exposed positions. I guess there is a ledge there, so it's not all that exposed. Still, that's something Nick should try and recognize and try and raid in that place, and also back here where it's expanding with tier 2 metals as well.
Flub getting the potential, a nice raid over here. Both players raiding heavily right now. Flub having a little more of a presence on the ground. He could easily congest Nick with the units he's got on site, looking around the map in the center. Got some idle units that could be definitely closing in, locking in those expansions that Nick has, and just cleaning them up. I must say, Nick grabbing this center island has done him some good, but it looks like Flub's now, you know, getting some orcas out, hitting the edges of what he can.
Oh really no! 2 of Nick's tier 2 fabrics going down to the slammers in his space. That's a massive victory for Flub right there.
Yeah, that's huge. And those are his only T2 round. Oh no, he's got 2 more. Wow, that's huge.
I cannot say how important the air is at this stage, because the threat from Flub's part is to raid Nick aggressively and then walk in with slammers when his air is gone, and from Nick's part to just challenge Flub's air and come in with kaijus. Both is equally devastating. So both just kind of have to invest in that at the moment. Ooh, finally.
We got a fat boy coming out. Look at that range, boys. You see that red circle there? That's the red circle of death, and that is gonna fucking shred.
I want to see him targeting the catapults.
Yes, I would like to see that as well. That Leviathan is going to be threatening. And right now, he doesn't have anything to really stop an air snipe on that Leviathan. He really needs to acknowledge that naval presence and that threat right now to take care of that. Because he does have a Stingray out of position. Flub's gateway to stopping this naval force is slowly but surely going away.
Yeah, he does have the air force to do it. Just a matter of clicking.
Yeah, that gate is closing. That opportunity is about to be ruined.
This is some force we're seeing out of Flub right here, though. Nick does not really have an equal to that.
Potential base trade coming in. Potential.
I would like to see Nick starting to focus those kaijus defensively, possibly at this stage, but they're so slow, so I'm not sure about that opinion even. But like, I'm just thinking, how is he gonna stop this slammer push right here? It's so much.
Jeez, that is fucking huge.
And the area is
Like,
contested.
Alright, he's getting the scout on it right now. If I was him, I would be selecting all my T1 bot factories and pumping out stitches and getting as many mines in my base as I possibly could, because he is no way in hell gonna stop this with his air. There's no way he's gonna stop it with air. There's no way he's gonna stop it with ground units. The only opportunity he has, I would even use my T2 bot factories to get stitches right now if I was him, because the only way he's stopping that is with mines. Mines is his best friend right now, and he could be slapping those all over his
Yeah,
base.
but you got Skitter in there.
Does he have a skitter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would be looking for it to snipe that skitter and get as many mines as possible, because I don't really see any other hope for him. Like that is a force to be reckoned with. He just don't know how he's gonna take care of it. He does have a decent amount of air now, though.
Yeah,
He does
indeed.
have the-
But there's quite a bit of spinners in there too. But if targeted down, could be a potential counter. I do have to point out though, the Leviathan we talked about earlier was careless, did not have radar coverage, and walked into the range of a catapult and just were taken down easily.
No
That was
way.
actually a huge misplay from Nick, should not happen. But in the meantime, we got to focus on this force that's coming in from Fleb. This is really what he got right here. Nick trying to target down the apologies, what do you even call those things?
The skitters. Or no,
Spinners.
no, sorry, you
Spinners.
the spinners, spinners.
There's one left there. There's one that's left to survive. You got to target it down. And it's gone, and in comes Fleb's air. But I think it's enough for
he got
Nick,
the
isn't it?
You got the Kestrel.
I think it's enough for
He
Nick.
could-
I think it's gonna hold.
Yeah, he does take out a T2 factory. I think that was worth it. Taking down that T2 air factory might have made it worth it.
No, don't move away with the air.
Flip,
Come on.
Flip's got too many idle units around the field. He really should be pushing in with these units. He's got a lot of slammers near his comm. He could be marching across the map, taking out these expansions Nick's getting. Because Nick is behind in eco, but not for long. He definitely won't be for long, I don't think.
Yeah, once again we see a shift in the tides when it comes to eco. It is the two places that I pointed out earlier where Fleb is expanding, where Nick has not been able to contest, and that's a big danger. When you have tier 2 fabrics expanding like that, you have to contest it, otherwise you're going to see what you see here with Fleb. Tons of tier 2 mexes everywhere, and he got a massive economy at the moment.
He's wasting like crazy. It's a shame that he's not putting it to use. He's really draining it down the hole.
Nick got to start to raid on land again though, otherwise I think this game is going to slip away from him.
Definitely.
He has the Air Force to do it. He has the Air
Yeah, he
Force to do
does.
it. Most of it is without entire 2.
Flub's air out of place. For these slammers are going to be shredded if he targets them. Oh, a triple T2 fab snipe potential. What is he going to go for? Is he going to go for the fabs?
Just sending
I
a bomber?
can't tell. What is he going?
Look at the entire speed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to go for. It looks like he's going to go for the slammers instead. Flub quickly acknowledging that he gets air defense up near
Just look at the power of those 3 tier 2 fabrics right there. It's been able to live for way too long, and they've just created all of this. And they can start pumping down
Holy
factories
shit.
if they want. Somebody has
Holy
been
shit.
watching Ferret play.
Somebody has been watching there, yes. Just getting that zesty nuke up. I don't think Flub will see that coming though. I mean, honestly, like, if he's able to just work at that with one fab and just, like, while he's coming back, it could work out.
That is big.
Oh shit.
Kestrel's in the base of Fleb, no entire. He just
Oh my god.
forgot about it.
Flub.
Down goes
Killing
the
all the
catapults, or some of them
Still two
anyways.
more. Got 2 more to take care of. That's big. Ooh, looks like that Stingray is gonna go down. Yep.
Yeah, does he have a radar? Because I feel like that's the issue. Yeah, no radar
yeah, Nick has
coverage.
a radar.
Why?
Nick has
Why?
a radar. He got a radar.
Just doesn't have the energy then.
Yeah,
That
no,
thing
and
doesn't
he's
have good
crashing
enough
right
range
now.
either, though. I would like to see it a bit closer.
I don't know if this was the smart. I don't think the nuke was a good idea right now for Nick. I don't think that's the important production to be going into. He has so much reclaiming his base though. This could fix his economy so fast if he would just slap down a T1 bot factory and just start, you know, feeding into stitches and eating away at this metal and putting up some more power. Like that would just easily, uh, easily, what's the word for it? Level out his eco. Like,
Indeed. That's very true. We see both players kind of forgetting about the strength of Reclaim. It does kind of seem to me though that Fleb is approaching a winnable position right now, because he's just running away with eco for so long, and he got another big army coming in. This time
wow.
with even more spinners. We're talking 34
Oh my God.
spinners. Look at that.
That's a ton.
But why are you not building levelers when you walk with spinners? Because the strength of those slammers is their speed, but when they walk with spinners, dude, like that speed is gone.
Jeez, Club has a total of 119 slammers on the field.
Wow. And Nick almost doesn't have a single ground troop. I think this.
Yeah.
I think that force is over. I think that's Nick doesn't have anything. How is he going to respond to the ground force?
He's not. There's no way. There's no way he can respond to this. What I mean, shit. He could stick a Leviathan near his base, but I don't even think that would be enough to respond to this.
I think Nick is done for. His only chance is to go for a comm snipe, which is very doable, because that comm is just out in the open with no entire Nick or air production. If he only knew, huh?
If he only knew.
All he needs is, I don't know how many, maybe 15 Phoenixes, I mean Kestrels, and Fleb wouldn't even have time to respond.
Yep. Yeah, that could do it for him.
But of course, knowledge and scouting is such crucial resources in PA. There might be a perfect plan for you right there, but if you don't have the information, there's no way you're going to be able to pull it off.
Club is just slowly but surely taking over the entire map. Not sure why Nick is building T2 tanks on this island. I guess to defend it, but not sure how much it's going to help him out.
You could get up a teleporter, but that's essentially the only way.
That's true. Yeah. Teleporter or even a drop.
Yeah.
Pelican drop. You know what? Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, a Pelican drop right there. Just drop a Pelican drop right there.
Let's go. In comes the force of Fleb. Is that going to be the end of Nick? That is the question we all wonder. It seems like he's approaching the situation with massing air, but there's so many spinners.
That air snipe. That air's looking fishy right now.
Go for the comm.
I smell an air snipe.
Nick, go for the comm. Screw that force. Just go for Fleb's comm. I think he can pull it off. I really do.
Ooh no, Flub's assembling his air. He sees that air on the move.
But he's moving wrong.
Oh, he's getting out of position.
He can go for it.
He's getting out of position.
Come on. Go for it.
Oh my gosh.
Potential air snipe coming in.
Oh my gosh, Flub.
Is it gonna be air snipe?
What are you doing, Flub?
Come on, target that commander. I think it's GG. I think it's GG.
Oh my
GG.
God, Flub, what the fuck are you doing?
Fleb, what are you doing?
Oh, baby, flub-a-dub-a-dub-dub.
Nick with the swindle.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Oh no, Fleb. Fleb,
Oh my
what are you
God,
doing,
Fleb?
Fleb?
Oh my
You can't
God,
leave your commander like that.
Flub. Why? Why, Flub?
Wow.
Oh, well played, Nick. Well fucking played, Nick. Wow.
The curse continues, Fleb.
Oh my God.
Does not win tournaments. Quote Admiral General.
Continues. In a world where Flub never wins a tournament in his life.
Can you believe it, though? That is going to be the deciding factor for the tournament.
Wow.
Just recklessness.
Jesus.
But I just have to acknowledge that though. Like Fleb had such a huge advantage in the early game. He had, I would say, a superior early game strategy, but Nick so nicely. All respect to him coming back there, and he's actually taking back the advantage. Yes, he's wasting it later on because he doesn't manage to read properly and so on and so forth. But just coming back from that early game advantage from Fleb, I think that's respect from me. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
And he made it work with
Absolutely
that
crazy.
tier 2 in the naval. Like, I gotta hand it to
Did,
him.
yeah. It was a good distraction point. It was a good. It was a nice leverage point to keep Flub out of the naval as much as possible, and it worked out. Stimulated the game just enough for him to get a nice snipe on Flub while he's ahead.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the myth comes true. Like, if you beat Fleb in the air, you beat Fleb. Because Fleb, he's not used to not having air superiority, as you see. His commander is just all over the place. Who needs anti-air near to the commander if you got like air superiority, yeah? But so be the
Yeah.
case that Nick is the one with air superiority, and Fleb didn't seem to be ready for that.
Yeah, Bullet Sponge couldn't have said it better in the chat. Unlikely wins has been the theme of the tournament. I couldn't agree with that statement more. Oh my goodness. So many games that we've casted today. Just Robot versus Ferret. Didn't see that coming. You know, Flub with this massive advantage, just having his air out of place. Didn't see that coming. Just so many unfortunate but yet exciting events has happened this tournament. I couldn't be more pleased.
Yeah, and hopefully we got a bronze game coming up.
Ooh, yes. And a bro.
See if that's the case. In the meantime, I'm looking into the stats here. And we see Fleb is his curve is ahead in terms of metal production, but if we look at metal wasted, that is equally horrible in my opinion.
Yeah, geez, let me take a look at that. Holy shit. Yeah.
Metal
Yeah.
destruction rate. Nick was doing good trades throughout the game.
Wait. Wait the upset, yes. Oh.
Well, stick around there because I think we're gonna head into the bronze finals in a little bit.
Yes. Bronze finals. That'll be good.
Oh, I think it's over.
Did they play?
In the chat, it says Robot Army says AndreasG 1 bronze 1. That's what it says. Robot Army attained victory is the brown colored match. Is that the case? Have they played?
Damn. Well, I must say this has been a fun tournament to cast.
It has
It's
indeed.
quite the juicy game.
And this is the final brackets. First place to Nick, second to Fleb, third to Robot Army, who we saw earlier. And Lauren gets the sour, but still pretty nice fourth place. So with that, I think everything is said, right?
I would say that that ties the knot. Quite the tournament. Thanks for setting this up, Andreas. I'm happy to cast with you, and it's been a lot of fun.
The pleasure is on my side.
Yes.
It was a thank you for co-casting with me and helping out Titan. It is appreciated.
Yes. I'm definitely looking forward to more of these.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Play capture screen 1.
Alright, children, men, and boys, and girls of all ages, thank you for watching. Please don't hesitate to go over to AndreasG's YouTube channel. Just search him up and give him a nice subscribe button.
And I will give you a wet kiss on the forehead.
Yeah. And if you're obviously enjoying the stream on my channel, then please don't hesitate to hit that follow button. I definitely am hoping to bring some more content in the future. But yeah, it's been fun.
If you lost, if you didn't, if you missed any of the games, head over to my YouTube channel and the entire thing is published. Yeah, or it's gonna be published each game. So there were some games there. No, there were not some games. All of the games were very exciting.
Yes.
Especially
Ooh.
check out the one between Third and who was it? Robot Army. Yeah,
Oh my goodness, that game was absurd, but amazing at the same time.
that was
You
lovely.
saw literally just about every unit in that. I just wish we saw some worms. I was hoping for some worms to come out.
Yeah.
What a time.
So everything except from tier 2 tanks, but I guess we'll see enough tier 2 tanks to begin with.
Payne says he was almost gonna go over and follow, but the wet kiss, he's like he doesn't know. How about this, Payne? How about you get to pet his puppy on the forehead? Does that sound a little bit better?
And
Give him a little
he's
pat
gonna
on the
kiss you.
forehead. Oh, okay, I guess the puppy's gonna kiss you too.
Yeah.
Lola May, Lola May says he'll wash his forehead.
Jeez.
So it sounds like he's welcoming the kiss.
Lovely.
Yes, yes.
Well, with that, I'm
Quite
signing up.
the game.
Signing out, I mean, not signing up. Signing out. Thank you for every participant, everybody who helped out. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah. Catch you guys later.